We are going to start with the box, and I'm just gonna move away these pieces for now because I will be working with them later. So these are the two main pieces for the bags, and I'm gonna fold the score lines. The same step with this one. This second piece has two score lines that we need to fold, or two sections that we need to fold. And then the next step is gonna be attach these two pieces to have one entire piece for the bags. So I'm gonna use tacky glue. So the glue can dry quickly. You can use either glue or hot glue. And this is how our box is gonna be later. It's just the beginning. Okay, so now I have this square, and what we're gonna do is just cut right here each corner. It's kind of hard to see on the camera the score lines, but it's exactly where the all the way until the two score lines get together or combine. And then there is a score line here each side, so I'm gonna fold them as well. Okay, so now I'm gonna fold these small sections right here. I don't know if you can see the score lines, it's hard to see them, but this is how they will be folded, all of them as well. I'm just gonna use my Cricut tool just to make sure they are folded very well. Sorry. So now I'm just gonna add glue in one of these sections. To start building the interior boxes. And then I'm just gonna hold this with a clip just to make sure the pieces are not gonna move while I'm adding glue on the other sections. So then I will have to do the same with these other two pieces. And now I'm going to do the same with the piece that is gonna be the lid. So now I'm just gonna add glue in these sections right here so these pieces are not sticking out too much for a better look. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of sore throat today, so I apologize in advance if my voice sounds kind of weird today. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same with these small pieces also because this will help to close the bags without anything in the middle, like blocking for the lid to going all the way down in the way that's supposed to do it. Okay, so my lid is ready. So now we have these three pieces. They have score lines, one here, one here, one here. So the first one, it needs to be folded like this, then the one in the middle like this, and the third one like this. And at the end we are going to have a piece like this that is going to go this way, and it's going to lay down this way to be able to close the bags. And then we are going to add glue in one of the sections only. And it's gonna be glue facing you like this. So the one in the back is the one that is gonna be free, so you can fold it up and down. and the same steps are required for the other two pieces. So now we are gonna attach the three boxes to the main piece, and we are gonna start with the one that goes at the bottom, and this one needs to be aligned to the bottom of the main piece. So we kind of have to make sure that it's aligned once we attach it with glue, so that way the three boxes will fit. My glue doesn't want to work today. Just like this. And then we can kind of double check quickly here and adjust the backs if we need to before the glue dries completely. And then you can kind of double check that it's folding correctly. So then with the second piece, this is the tricky one because if you don't measure it or anything, it will be kind of not straight. So what we're gonna do, we are just gonna measure 1 inch from the top, and that's gonna be our reference to make sure it's straight and it's not like kind of like and we can kind of double check also against the back side in the bottom, just to make sure we attach that one correctly also. And then compare the position with the measurement that we just created with the score line, because we don't want the lines to be noticeable. So that's what I used the scoring tool. So now that I double checked those two things, and it seems like I got the right measurements and everything, so I can go ahead and attach the second one like this. And keep in mind that the holders, I call them that way, but it's where the layered cake and balloons and happy birthday are going to be. The part in the back is the one that goes free. So now I'm just double checking once again that everything is closing without any problems. And now here goes the last one, and this one needs to be aligned according to the top also. And remember, this part is the one that goes behind or in the back. We're gonna glue it right here. Make sure it's aligned. And then we are also gonna glue the backs in this section. And now our box is ready to continue with the other pieces. And I'm just checking once again, and everything is closing correctly. So now it's time to start working on the small pieces, which are the balloons, the cake, and the happy birthday word or text. So I'm using glue to attach all of them, but you can either use glue or foamy dots, depending how big you make these bags. If you make it the exact size that the SVG has, then at least for the balloons I would recommend to use glue instead, because there are sections that are very thin. And the only piece that I'm adding foamy dots is for the very first one, so it will have a little bit of dimension. And also since these balloons, cake, and happy birthday are a little bit small, because they need to fit the bags when we fold the holders down. So some of the layers are made, well, I made them with vinyl, which I will recommend to do that, because otherwise will be more difficult for your Cricut to cut into big pieces. As the smaller they are, the more difficult it will be. So now that I have these 3 pieces ready, I'm just gonna attach them to the bags, the holders specifically, and I'm just gonna use foamy dots to add a little bit more dimension. And then with the cake, I just have to make sure that when it falls down, it's not gonna interfere. So I would recommend, especially if you're using glue, that before you glue it, make sure your pieces fit without and fold without any problem, because we want to be able to fold down these sections so the bags can close without any problem. And the same with the balloons. It's hard to see in the camera, but your reference for the bottom will be where the holder piece stands up. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. But this line right here, so that's your reference. And here we go. So our box is ready now, and to put it together we need to fold these pieces down all the way through the top like this. So let's create a paper bow now. So for this piece or bowl, we need 4 pieces of each size that you can see here, and last one, which is a very small one, with the piece that will go on top. And I'm using my scissors just to kind of bend the paper a little bit, but kind of like in a curly way, so that way when I put these pieces together they won't break or create a kind of like a line in between, because the bowl looks without those lines. We want to give it a natural look. So then I'm gonna add glue on each side, and you can kind of calculate the middle or the center of these pieces to glue it this way. And I'm just gonna use my clip so it's not gonna move while I'm adding glue on the other side. I could also add the glue in both sides right away and then just put them together. And I'm gonna do the same with all the pieces, except with the last one that is gonna be like a circle instead. And then, so as I mentioned it, the very last one is gonna be glued as a circle. So now all these pieces are gonna be glued kind of like a cross, like this, for the first 2 pieces. And then you may need to wait a little bit if you use glue to make sure this piece won't get moved. So the next one will go like this. And it goes kind of like a line with the 2 pieces in between. And then we add glue once again to put the other one on top. And then we do the same thing with the smaller pieces. My glue doesn't want to work today. I think it has something stuck inside, or a piece of glue that is kind of like a blocking. So we push hard. Sorry, I meant to say push. Just like this, and do it just in the center, because we don't want to fold the part that is kind of rounded for these pieces. So as long as you push down in the center, you're good to go. And you could definitely use just a regular bow, but I kind of wanted to make it out of paper, so the entire design is out of paper. So that way, if you don't have any other material, you can still make it happen using paper or cardstock. That's the right way to say it. And now I'm just gonna add the little circle that is gonna go at the very on top. And again, we don't want to fold it or anything, so it has a natural look. And our bowl is ready now. And now I'm just gonna glue it to the lid. I'm just gonna add glue on each side of the bowl, except for the center, because that way it's gonna keep the bowl is gonna keep the nice kind of like a bumpy look. I don't know how to call it. And then I'm just pushing right here a little bit to keep the rounded shapes in all the sections. Now I have this ready. So now the very last thing to do, so if I put this, you can see that the box is kind of open a little bit, so I'm gonna use these two pieces to keep it closed. And these pieces have also score lines, so that's your reference to fold in. And then all we need to do is glue them together. I kind of leave the folded section inside, so that way it's not noticeable from the outside, which is the part that we will be able to see. Also, I wanted to mention that you can add a couple chocolates as part of the decoration for these bags, and you could add them at the front of each either the balloons, the cake, or the word happy birthday, and leave the bag still free, because that's the part that we need to fold. But don't put too many, because we still want to be able to see all those pieces. So now the box is ready now, and then it's up to you if you want to add any other embellishments or other decoration or leftover pieces that you may have, such as hearts, flowers, dots, or anything you can think. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you on my next one. Bye bye.